You see it. We live.
Yes. We live. Knicks Talk Tuesdays. Nick Talk Tuesdays. Nick Talk Tuesdays. Big win last night. I don't care if it was against Houston. Good afternoon / morning, everyone. My brother Fabe, how you feeling today?
I feel great. You know what happened last night? Just now, I needed my coffee like I did at the Garden. Don't make fun of me, Allball. Don't make fun of me. I was drinking Dunkin' Donuts. The Garden, Dunkin' Donuts, Garden Glizzies are top tier, but that ain't why I'm hyped.
Hold on. No. Let's stay right there real quick. Because when we say Nick Talks Tuesdays, it's everything about Knicks. The Knicks, Madison Square Garden Glizzies. Listen.
Top tier.
Crack.
Nah.
Listen.
Crazy.
I watched a whole line by the Glizzies.
Crazy.
Listen. The Garden. Listen, man, we was in the building live last night.
Come on, man.
Hey, real quick before we get started, please explain to people, we was in the packed house against the Houston Rockets. That just goes to show you the fandom, the fan base of the New York Knicks. Please give me your thoughts on that.
Well, we spoke about that. That was crazy. Third quarter, we were up 15-17, and nobody left. You say, yo, look at the clock, look at the watch, look at our watch, 9:30. We heard babies in the background. We had parents with headphones over their babies. You know I despise that, but whatever. That's whatever your preference is.
A work night. Go ahead.
On a Tuesday night, right? No, on a Monday night.
Monday night.
I'm talking about Knicks Talk Tuesday. What I'm talking about. On a Monday night, insane. The vibe was really good, and it felt like something was in the air. I'm not gonna lie to you. It felt like something was upon us. It didn't really feel like we were in a bad mood. We lost 3 straight. I had forgotten we lost 3 straight. We was watching Clyde Frazier.
Yo. Little mishap. Little technical difficulties. Well, listen. While my brother Fabian is working out the technical difficulties, last night was electric in the Garden against even a young up-and-coming, of course not a good team, the Houston Rockets. Listen, man, I want to give a big ups to Quickley. Quickley is making the case for 6th Man of the Year. I'm going to wait. Go ahead. Yeah, come on, let's go.
Nah, I don't know what happened with like these phone calls still go through. Scam likely. These guys are cracking through everything.
Oh yeah, legendary. Now they got regular numbers 646-347 legends.
How you cracking through my Wi-Fi? What were you saying? Immanuel Quickley, you were going through the game?
No. We were just first. You was just expressing just the electricity,
the vibe,
the building last night on a Monday night against Houston.
Just randomness, just people walking by. It wasn't any trouble. I didn't feel like I was in anybody ice grilling. It was great. It wasn't a real bad mood. And once the game started, we could get into the particulars with Julius, Randle, body language. But the vibe going in there, like we said, the Garden Glizzies top tier. The whole crowd is walking around the Garden field. Salute to James Bain Dolan, man. Salute to James Bain Dolan. The way the Garden looks is amazing. It looks like a club in there.
No, it is a club, and then inside you got the blue and orange for less fluorescent lights and all. Yo, listen, man. And then, while you watching the game, you got fans discussing the game.
Yes.
Come on, man. Come on.
Yes. And like we said, the Barclays is trash. You will always be second to this. This is amazing. The Garden is the Garden for a reason. These kids came out to show out. And when the game started, like we said, we were around real true fans. And up until that point, we were talking about what 3-game losing streak and everything, but it just felt like we were in a good mood anyway.
Yes.
They didn't look like they were in a bad mood. All except for one guy. But go ahead.
Man, let's start there. I'm going to just say this, man. I'm a big Knicks fan. Been a Knicks fan my whole life. Julius Randle needs to be traded. My opinion, I don't know the man personally. I don't have no insider information. I just read body language. He doesn't seem happy. He only seems happy when he's the main focal point. Quickley, hell of a game yesterday. And it seemed like Quickley was not getting the support from the leader, quote unquote, the best player on the team, because I still think Brunson is the best player on the team. But that's a whole nother story. But we was there live. And Quickley get air ones. You know how your teammates run to you, give you 5 while you go to the free throw line. Randle is all the way on the other end of the court. You know, body language says it all. And last night, Randle's body language tells me, I hope he's not a Knick next season. I'm sorry. I respect what he's done for us. I respect what he's brought to the table. All-star. We getting in the playoffs this year. We was in the playoffs 2 years, so he got us to the playoffs 2 years. But if your body language says you don't want to be here as a Knicks fan, I don't want you here. So good riddance, I hope. But big shout out to Quickley. Your opinion on last night, as far as right now, the topic, Julius Randle's body language.
Even before the game started, they were shooting around. We didn't really see him at shooting around. Yeah, we didn't see him at shooting around.
I said, yo, where's your man at? But go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, yeah. That's exactly what it was. It was with urgency. It wasn't like maybe even concerned, like, yo, what's going on? And he came out kind of late. And even when he's always done this. When they announce their names, when they're doing the introductions, he's always like mad, you know, like not lazy about it, but like he doesn't care. You know, and it's cool. Like I think if it was the same guy that led to winning and not these temper tantrums, I think we wouldn't care. But all these things, for me, as much as he would think it doesn't matter, I think it does. Because maybe he scores 57 and he sees that he does the same thing anyway. So why would he even change? But I think there's no way he's studying great leadership. He ain't reading about, you know, he ain't, there's no way you were around Kobe and you got that from him. There's just no way.
But hold on. The history, I'm sorry to cut you off. But if you're wanting to be a great player, if you want to be looked at as a superstar, whatever franchise you play for, you should know their history. For one, you have Clyde Frazier on the sidelines. You know what he represents. We can laugh and joke and this and that, but he represents greatness. He represents toughness, discipline. Yo, he just represents it all.
He represents
New York City.
He represents the point guard for what was the greatest team of the 70s, a lot of people say.
Patrick Ewing, Willis Reed, God rest his soul. These guys were New York. So
it's what, stay right there. Stay with Clyde.
Yes.
Before the game started, we didn't get to see this because we were there. But Clyde, I seen a replay. He said he wasn't happy with what Julius Randle was doing. He said, yo, you got to take a page out of.
Hold on. We didn't even see that. So that's how you know we on to something. Go ahead.
Right. Because when I seen Clyde, I came in front. I'm just like, yeah, it's Clyde Frazier. Like, I'm not a starstruck dude, but I know it's symbolic for me. Like, damn, he still represents the era that we won and just that, you know, as a Knicks fan. So when he's saying this, he said, yo, Willis Reed would have never done that. You got to take a page out of Willis Reed's book. It's his night tonight. And that's something he just never would have done. And it was just anyone, even when Patrick Ewing was there for the video tribute, we didn't get to see it, but I guess it was on TV.
Right.
Willis Reed, one of the greats ever. I always look to him or whatever. Even if you got to fake it, sometimes a lot of things that are cliche for a reason, as my man KG says. We don't realize it because we look at it as corny, but nah, you're the leader. You're the guy everyone looks to. As much as Jalen Brunson should not be the leader. And you don't have to be the vocal guy. Maybe that's not who you are, but don't get in your own way. We always talk about this. Get out of your own way. And this stuff does. It just does.
Listen, I'm going to say this just real quick, lightly off topic, but it's still Knicks talk. when LeBron, which we know on any team is the best player on his team, if one of his teammates is going off, he's happy for him. He's jumping up and down. He's hugging the dude. Randle Quickley literally had 40 in 3 quarters. Not one time did I see you excited for your brother, for your teammate, for your friend. Not one time. Did you see how ballistic the Knicks was going when he went for 57?
Right.
Once again, body language says it all. You mad when we winning, you mad when we losing. Now I'm saying to myself, it's time to go. If you're not happy here, let us know so we can get somebody for you. But come on, man. Last night was once again, I'm big on if you have an opportunity to make history, you make it. I'm mad Quickley didn't go for 50. He could have went for 50. This is why I'd be upset with Tom Thibodeau. This is why I'd be upset with Randle. Quickley had the hot hand and was making all the right plays. But Randle, once again, at times, man, listen, it looks like he tries to take that shine from a play. I'm sorry.
But I did want to, because I know how it is. Like, we can't we got to give Immanuel Quickley his props. And I did want to set the tone for anyone listening. This is how we felt going into it. These are the things that ran through our mind was, damn, Tom Thibodeau stinks. Julius Randle, where's he at? You know how I feel. We'll get into it in a second. RJ Barrett should be on the bench. But all of that was part of the going into the game where we see Immanuel Quickley, I think he had 14 in the first quarter, and Julius Randle had like 14 in the Julius Randle had 14 in the first, and Immanuel Quickley had like 10 quick points.
Right.
And it was, all right, one of these guys will get 30 or 40 easily. So the game starts going. First quarter, we see that. Second quarter, we're like, this game is way too close. By the end of the second quarter, I'm like, why isn't Mitch Robinson back in the game? And it was just way too close. And the third quarter happens, and that's when Immanuel Quickley goes off. That's when he goes off. And I'm sorry the first 10 minutes, but I'm not sorry. But you guys have to think that we were just thinking about Julius Randle's body language, but that's what we were thinking about early on. And it led to this point.
But because we seen it live.
Right.
We was there up close and seen it live.
Right.
And we both was like, what the? Like, this looks crazy. Now, let's not forget. See, I look at the little things. At the end of the game when they was talking to Quickley, and you see Harkenstein and Barrett ran up on him. Yo, 40-40. Why isn't Randle doing that? Are you already back in the locker room getting dressed, leaving? Like, these are things, if you're a Knicks fan, these are things I'm looking at. See, I'm a real Knicks fan. I look at everything on the court and off the court. And Randle, hey, man, things like this is going to be a problem in the playoffs.
It definitely is. But with Immanuel Quickley, man, at this point, he's our 4th leading scorer at 14 points per game.
Because he's coming off the bench.
And you know what? He should be, but he starts a lot now because when Brunson is sitting down, he starts. So
but can I say something real quick?
Sure.
All right, I don't know about the playoffs, right? But next year, Quickley should be the starting 2 guard for the New York Knicks. And I'm gonna go above. I think Quickley can become an all-star. I really do. Quickley should be the starting shooting guard for the New York Knicks. Now, whatever happens to Barrett, I don't care. Whether you play him at the 3 or you bench him, it doesn't matter to me. But Brunson at the 1, Quickley at the 2, Barrett at the 3, Randle at the 4. If he's still there, Mitchell Robinson at the 5. Now, coming off the bench, you got Hart, you got Grimes, you got Harkenstein. So, we may need another player or 2 for some more firepower off the bench. But I'm being honest. That's not a bad starting 5. I think Quickley is playing himself into a starting shooting guard in the NBA. Your thoughts?
I've been saying that for months now. But I also got to get into shout out to the Strickland. I seen it on Twitter. He did a nice post. It was tough for IQ to get in the paint early on in his career. He would shoot like 41 shots, below 40% within like 5 feet. Little nerd stats like that. But now he's shooting 60% from the same area. Over 100 shots he's taking. So that opens things up for him because I could tell from his rookie season, oh, his spot is the top of the key. That top of the key three-pointer, that was money. But he didn't have any other spots. And maybe like the wing area. And that was it. But your game is limited. You go to the basket, can't hit a layup. You barely have a handle. Now his handle is still, he has a handle in terms of it ain't Kyrie, but he doesn't lose the ball.
Right.
He doesn't lose the ball. He had 3 turnovers against Orlando. He only had 1 turnover last night. 9 free throw attempts last night, and the night before 10 free throws. I'm surprised to see he's at 82% free throw shooting because his first 2 seasons was 89 and 88%. That's what showed me like, yo, he can shoot way better than this at three-pointer because a lot of times you'll see people shooting a high percentage at free throws. That's an indicator for them to go shoot better from 3 later on in their career for whatever reason. Right. Immanuel Quickley, I guess we're going to start to see that. He shot 7 of 9 last night, but I didn't realize those were the most free throws he shot all season for a game. Wow. 9 free throw attempts last night, 10 free throw attempts against Orlando. And maybe that little spat with Julius Randle may have sparked something. 14 of 18 last night. He totally dominated. Like, again, going back to him getting to the paint and learning that, he thanked Johnny Bryant, who's on the bench, who may be up there as a Knicks coach next. He's the guy who's always calming down Julius Randle, Johnny Bryant. He credited him with saying, like, yo, I work with him in the offseason. I work with him all the time for these very moments. So, all-star, it's a little further ahead because that guard position is so deep, and he's not the dynamic guard. But there ain't too many two-way players in the game like that.
That's all I'm saying. He has, listen, and let me just say this. Early in the season, I was not a fan of Quickley. He takes very bad shots. His shot selection is terrible a lot of times. But throughout the season, he's grown on me. Pause. And right now, with Brunson down, he's the second best player on the Knicks. Barrett's falling off is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's right now going into the playoffs. Quickley might be our most important player because we're going to need that firepower coming off the bench. And 9 times out of 10, he's going to finish games down the stretch. So Quickley is going to have to be our Jamal Crawford, Lou Will, J.R. Smith in his heyday when he was great. We're going to need 15 to 20 every game, and we're going to need one of them nights where he's going to give us 30.
See, but that's my problem. Even with starting Josh Hart, I look at it like,
no, what is about Grimes? Not Josh Hart. It's Grimes starting, right?
Yeah, get him out of there and get Barrett out of there. You know how I feel about this. I've been saying this for 2 months now. Right. No, I've been saying Barrett on the bench for over a year now.
No, you have been. I can attest to that. You've been adamant about that. So you're saying put Barrett and Grimes on the bench and start Hart and Quickley.
All because Leon Rose, this is your guy, Tom Thibodeau. What is his best chance to win? You start everything off with defense. That's his MO. It doesn't matter what we think about Julius Randle, RJ. It doesn't matter what we think about anybody. Josh Hart, IQ, Mitchell Robinson, 3 out of your top 5 are pretty active defenders. I want to see them start a game and put pressure on anybody's best lineup. That's what I want to see. Give us more opportunities to close out defense and give us, you know how we play offense. We drain the shot clock, go for an offensive rebound. Josh Hart is good for that. Much as we say about Julius Randle, maybe it'll motivate him. I don't know. But Josh Hart, Quickley, and Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson is a big-time offensive rebounder. Get more chances on that end to slow the clock down like that and give us less possessions on defense because that's what they're going to do. Because your coach is a defensive-minded dude. It makes no sense for you to take defense off of the starting lineup. Like, Grimes was good defensively. The Miami game, he exploded. Last game, he did all right. He didn't score until the third quarter, though. To the end of the third. But I want to see our best defenders in the game to start because our coach's mindset is defense. It's just logical to me. Anything else, RJ Barrett, I don't know if you want to move on to him real quick.
I mean, I'm kind of like stuck. I'm stuck in a weird space with RJ Barrett because one minute, you could definitely like drown him on the bench somewhere, but then the next minute you'll be like, okay, he's too inconsistent. He hasn't taken that leap yet. Like, you know, all his peers that he came in the league with, a lot of them took that leap to all-star and superstar. You know, of course, you know, he's not better than Zion and Ja Morant, but those guys, you know, when Zion is healthy and Ja Morant, they're carrying them franchises. And for Barrett to be our young high draft pick, got his money, which I salute. I'm happy for him. He hasn't taken that step yet. And how patient can we be? Like Milwaukee, Boston, Philly, Cleveland, and I'm not going to sleep on Brooklyn. Those 5 teams right now, as they are constructed, is not going nowhere no time soon. Giannis is still going to be there. Boston is not going to let Tatum go. Even if Cleveland loses Donovan Mitchell, they still a solid team. Brooklyn got a whole bunch of good players. And then let's not forget, remember, Atlanta's looking shaky because Trae Young got thrown out the game. So I don't know what's up with him. But what I'm saying is we're still not, and then Philly with Joel Embiid. So my thing is, when is Barrett going to take that leap to where we at least is the 3rd best team in the East behind, let's say, Milwaukee and Boston? Barrett has to take that leap, and I'm starting to be over RJ Barrett. I really am, and you've been over him. But if next year he don't take that leap and becomes an all-star, might be time to look somewhere else, man. I'm sorry.
He's a small forward. I don't see him being an all-star ever. I just unless there's an injury that happens and he steps his game up and he's able to learn how to score a true 3-point. There's no, what is he gonna do to be able to score 2 or 3 points more per game? That makes no sense to me. The only way he can score more, in my opinion, is if he starts off the bench. And I don't even see why this is such a, I get it as a ball player. Like when AI got traded to Memphis and in Detroit and all that, he goes, yo, I ain't no bench player. So I get the ego part of it. But RJ Barrett has never been Allen Iverson to even think like that. You've never been that guy. They called you Maple Mamba. They been hyping you up for a minute. Philly is 3rd best in the East. Thank you, Javier.
But let me say this. You know, let's understand it's a lot of, all right, man, big shout out to Javier. Appreciate the support and tuning in. But let's be honest. It's a new day, and I'm an older dude. So, you know, I'm starting to be the old dog that you can teach new tricks.
Right.
It ain't like back in the day. You high draft. Remember, these things, we talk to people. These things is in contracts. You're a high draft pick. You got that money. They got to play you. It's going to be hard for him to come off the bench. My opinion, and I can be wrong. Next year, if he doesn't have an all-star caliber year, where he's averaging 25 plus, we in that between 2nd and 4th seeding, RJ Barrett needs to be traded.
I don't know if that's Papa Stopper or Papa Schmurder, but he said this is Papa.
that got to be my brother. That got to be him.
It got to be Schmurder.
Hold on, what's the name on it?
It just says Javier.
That's him. Hilarious.
Javier is crazy.
That's him. Big shout out. Look, Javier. You got to say it with a little,
He said Javier.
I love my people, man. I really do, man. I love my people, man. Y'all don't know. I look forward to the IG live, to the YouTube lives, to chopping it up with y'all, the comments. Yo, man, me and Fabe and Uncle Ice, we really appreciate all y'all. Y'all really don't know. We talk about y'all behind the scenes in a great way. Like, we really look forward to y'all. And hey, Javier, Fabian loves you, my brother. Real talk. Yo, man, he really rocks with you. Yo, man, you hilarious. So appreciate it. But go ahead, Fabian.
He makes all day. He makes my day, bro.
Knicks Talk Tuesdays. But go ahead. I'm sorry with RJ Barrett.
And well, the thing with RJ for me, last year I thought it was Randle because Randle was there and they both lefty and he claws up the space for him. But Randle's going to be Randle regardless. And I think Randle should come off the bench. Like I don't think he's a super. He's not like Brunson is the only guy who deserves to be in the starting lineup. Mitchell Robinson deserves to be in the start.
All right.
They earned it, in my opinion.
Now,
Forget contracts.
All right,
Forget politics.
Now, hold on. Let's slow down because you're going a little too far. Hold on. Now, I'm not a fan of Randle like that.
Right.
But he's the better player on the whole team. Like,
yes.
Hold on.
Yes.
Let's be so. You can't say he can come off the bench. No.
I'm saying if I'm thinking of a championship team, I don't even think like RJ Barrett. I don't even know about him. We know for a fact Julius Randle could put up numbers in this league. Right. I'll bring Barrett off the bench. Thank you, Javier.
No. We agree with that. No, remember, you said Randle. You might have made a mistake. You must have meant to say RJ.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I don't listen. He's been like that for me last year because I said last season, either RJ or Julius Randle got to sit on the bench. They just don't mix well.
All right, but now, hold on, Faye. Right now, if you put Randle on the bench, who's replacing him?
Right. Like in this, with the way we're constructed now, you need Julius Randle to start. Right. If we had a different lineup, then yes, you're right. So I misspoke on that end. But as far as RJ Barrett,
no, you got a great point. Yes,
I've been saying this since last year, and I thought it was because he was alongside Julius Randle. I went left with that. I thought it was alongside because he was with him. No, dog. As productive as he is now, you don't think he would be a little more productive against the second unit? He already plays with the second unit anyway. They used to leave him in there, start lineup, and Tibbs would bench everybody else but RJ, and he would be with the bench.
Great point.
So I'm like, why don't you just start with them? And then you could kill everybody, get your numbers, get your contract numbers and everything. Plus, people don't understand New York like that. Like the agents, you could get really caught up in that life, and I get it. That basketball circle. Yo, dog, when you a hero in New York, we always talk about this. We don't care. Whoa, we still Eli and what's my man, the wide receiver with the immaculate reception?
Damn, I forgot his name. He caught the ball on his helmet.
I can't believe I forgot his name.
But
I just made him dark skinned Jermaine right now. I didn't mean to do that because he was missing every ball in practice or whatever it was.
Right.
It starts with a T. But the point is, that guy has drinks free for the rest of his life in New York City. It just is what it is. RJ Barrett, if he comes off the bench and goes, yo, fuck it, bring him off the bench, coach. If you do that,
yeah, but he's not going to do that. It takes an exceptional coach to pull him to the side. This is why Steve Kerr is legendary, because when he got to Golden State, he asked Iguodala to come off the bench. Now, remember, of course, it's Steve Kerr, played with the Bulls, San Antonio, under Pop, got rings, was a GM. So it's a respect level there. Tibbs don't have that respect level to where he can approach a player to do that. In my opinion. No.
You don't think so?
Nah, Thibodeau ain't got the resume to approach nobody to ask him that. No, I don't think so. I really don't. No.
But so he has the resume to call you out to the media. He got the resume to be talking all this smack about anybody else except for Julius Randle. He got the resume to do all that, but he don't got the resume to sit there and go, yo, RJ, gotta sit you down real quick. Let's talk about this. I know you're number 3 pick and all that.
Well, to be honest, I'll be honest, he don't have the resume to do anything. If you want me to be fair, I'm just being honest with you.
Right, but
hey, Faye, we know in life, sometimes you gotta have some cachet. I'm just saying, me personally, you can't tell me nothing if you ain't did nothing. I'm just being honest. What does Tibbs have to fall on to have the bravado or the cojones to tell somebody that? If I'm one of your star players, like, really think about that.
I won a ring with
as a defensive coach. He wasn't the head coach.
Doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
I won a ring with some of the best talent around.
I disagree.
He can easily tell him, you ain't no Kevin Garnett, you ain't no Ray Allen, you ain't no Paul Pierce. Hate to break it to you, RJ.
No, but we all know that. That's not a surprise. RJ Barrett knows he's not them. No disrespect. What I'm saying is Tibbs cannot throw no ring on the table like what Pat Riley did with LeBron James, that we heard. Bing, 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 bing. No, he was a defensive coach. He was on the coaching staff. He wasn't the head coach.
Nah, see, and that just like how Javier just said. So you're uncoachable. RJ, but listen, hold on a second. Tom Thibodeau doesn't have the cachet?
No.
RJ Barrett doesn't have the cachet to talk like that.
No,
sit your ass down, RJ. Who the hell you think you talking to like that, RJ?
Listen, all right, listen. All I'm saying is we all know. Listen, you can't talk to me. You can't be my counselor on divorce and you never been married and divorced. I'm sorry. Tom Thibodeau does. Listen, this is why Iguodala respected what Steve Kerr said. Tom Thibodeau can't do that to nobody. I'm sorry. It's only certain coaches that has that cachet, that has that bravado to talk to a star player. Now, we know RJ not a star player, but I'm saying for the Knicks, high draft pick, got all his money, so he's one of our stars.
See, but now, if he's thinking like you are, then that's the problem. If Julius Randle is thinking like how you are right now, then that is the problem.
Now watch this. Now watch this. Now be honest. You know for a fact they thinking like that.
Of course, Mabel Mamba.
Exactly.
His whole bravado is that. His swag is that. But you got to pop that. And again, he did do it last year when he called them out in the media. He does little tricks like that, but you got to bring it all the way in. So a sportscaster can't talk the game if they ain't play it.
No, hold. Remember, I made a big post on that. Listen, we've been watching the game just as long as them dudes. All I'm saying is, Javier, listen what I'm saying. We know for a fact, Javier, we all play ball, whether we was nice or whether we wasn't nice. If a coach ain't got a type of resume or we don't respect the coach, you know he can't tell you nothing.
But that's what we disagree on, Ball. That's one thing I got to say about Tibbs. As much as we dislike him, they don't come off like they dislike Tom Thibodeau. They look like they kind of revere him.
Okay.
It doesn't come off that way to me. So I think he's pussyfooting. I think it's on him. Like, why isn't IQ starting by now?
Right.
There's no way he shouldn't start. Because what you're saying, damn, I got to explain this, or he's overthinking maybe. And even with the rotations, it's just like the rotations in the game. Yo, it's not that hard to understand. He has a bad feel for the game. He has a bad feel, just like Julius Randle has a bad feel for the game. They have a bad feel for it's all about communication. I don't think this conversation is that hard. Deal with it, RJ. If you can't deal with it, watch them fans. See what happens.
But once again, y'all making my point. What I'm saying is it takes an exceptional coach or an exceptional person to tell somebody that. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying, you know what type of balls you have to go to a player and go, hey, man, I need you to come off the bench. But let's remember, the third pick, max contract, and he's one of our stars. You have to be kind of a nut in a great way. That's all I'm saying. Because if Tom Thibodeau was that, he would have did it already. RJ Barrett is not going to get any better. We have to deal with that. We have to understand that. His game is not going to get better. He's not going to get better on defense. He's not going to get better on offense. He's not going to get a right hand. He's not going to do any of that. He's not going to shoot better from three. He's not going to shoot better from free throw. So we have to put up with that. Or you have to have the cojones, once again, to let him know, hey, I need you to come off the bench. Unless, like I told you, I give him till next year. If he doesn't have an all-star caliber season, I don't even want him coming off the bench. I want him out of here. While he's young and another team still think he can bring something to the table. Fabian, what I told you yesterday at the game, I'm trading Barrett. You could take Grimes. You could take Obi Toppin. And you could take Fournier with that crazy contract. And I give you 3, maybe 4 picks. So Boston, give me Jaylen Brown.
I mean, I would take that.
And hold on. And if I'm trying to be slick with Jaylen Brown, maybe throw in White with that.
They're not giving that. Yeah.
No, hey, you never know. Hey, listen. Them draft picks, man. Them draft picks do a lot, bro. We got 8 of those. Take 4 of those.
And Boston
you got to give us somebody with Jaylen Brown.
That's true. But again, we always talk about this. David Tyree was the name of the wide receiver. Thanks, Turbo. that with the immaculate reception.
Yes.
We got damn. I lost my train of thought. Too much trade making the trades.
We talk about. I'm saying, listen.
First round draft picks.
Right? Yeah. Like, how long are we going to hold on to them? We got 8 of them.
Yeah.
And especially if Jaylen Brown is going to sign an extension, bruh. Listen, if the starting 5 is Jaylen Brown, Quickley. No, I'm sorry. Let's say Brunson, Jaylen Brown, Quickley, Jaylen Brown, Randle, Mitchell Robinson.
Right. Don't even get me. You know who I want? I want the Villanova reunion. You know me.
Come on, you want Bridges?
Come on, man. Send them 4 picks and whoever you want to the Nets. They want picks too.
But we need a low post presence. This is why teams can pack the paint on this. This is why teams can play one-on-one against us. Remember, we don't have that one player. Like I said, Randle, got you 57 that night, but he was literally on fire. But we don't have that 6'3", 6'4" player, which Jaylen Brown would be 6'5", that can just take over a game. Remember, without a low post presence, the opposing team could just pack the paint and can just play one-on-one defense. We need a big man that can stretch the floor a little bit. You see what Karl Anthony Towns been doing.
He didn't play last night, but yeah.
So, you've been big on Quickley. I gotta give you props for that. You've been big on Quickley for a while, and I was wrong about Quickley. One thing with me, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I've been right about RJ Barrett all this time, and Zay and everybody made me apologize because he had a good 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then now look.
Yeah, you said that last year.
About RJ this whole time.
Yeah, before the summer started, at the end of the summer, you said, "Nah, I ain't feeling him." And I was like, "Yo, you just gotta." It's him and Julius Randle, but at a certain point, I'm watching you during the games. And that was my thing with RJ during the game. It's like, and they did foul him. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, what were you gonna do anyway? I felt like, what were you gonna do if they didn't foul you? I didn't see where you were going with that play across the free throw line. To do what?
Hold on. Was it hilarious last night when he got the ball and we both sucked our teeth and literally 1 second later he turned the ball over? Yo, hold on, y'all. Literally, we at the game, we watched it live up close. RJ Barrett got the ball. We looked at each other, sucked our teeth, and literally the next second he got stripped and committed a turnover.
Because we see it, and this is against the lowly Rockets. And you could tell one of these guys going to go off. Immanuel Quickley, he kills the Rockets. He shoots 50% from 3 against the Rockets. He shot 50% his whole career against them. And last night he shot 70%. He he can't even do that. Like, again, Quickley, I don't know where do we see RJ Barrett being? Like a no frills, how you say a no frills version of Paul Pierce? His slow game, because Paul Pierce was sneaky athletic. RJ Barrett is.
Yeah, but remember, Paul Pierce can get his own shot. Remember, the mid-range, the 3, the toughness, the IQ. So that's why I don't like comparing certain players. When it comes to that,
but I'm saying compare them to see what is it that we all see about RJ that got us he's a starter? Because everybody, when I tell you I got dragged on Twitter. Yo, what are you talking about? You just Stephen A. Smith. Word? Well, what have you seen that's so spectacular?
You know why? Because remember, I used to argue with everybody too. And remember, you kind of used to go at me a little bit. Remember last year,
in the beginning,
everybody was saying every year his point average went up. And I was saying, remember last year we was playing meaningless basketball games.
Yep.
So if you get 30 in the game where literally it don't even matter. We ain't near the playoffs. We ain't making the playoffs. Nope, everybody's hurt. These games is meaningless. Now that we're playing meaningful basketball, games that matter, we in the 5th seed. We go into the playoffs. This is when I need to see you step up to the plate.
Yeah.
And he hasn't all year. He had a good stretch. But right now, going into the playoffs, he's terrible.
He had one of the worst stretches ever. That game against Denver, I think he was sick or whatever. He was 0 for 20, literally.
Yo, listen, I don't like to see him get the ball unless it's a fast break and he's by himself. I hate when he gets the ball. I get nervous. Yes. Seriously.
Yes, because I thought he needs to come off the bench. Bottom line, he will play better. I got to say that with a Spanish accent and be mad racist. But, yeah, it's true. Yes, I was trying to give him a chance to remember, 3rd year in the league. Yo, I don't even like Randle. I think it's him. I think it's Randle's fault. But then I thought about it. I was just like, after the beginning of this year, I said, you come into the league again? You start another season like that again? Nah. You're doing too. Yo, RJ, you in New York City.
Listen,
this is not Oklahoma.
If you could, can you bring up his draft class real quick?
Oh, yeah. His draft class is.
Please, come on. Hey, man.
Keldon Johnson.
Let's go, baby.
Want to see who want to come in here? I think Turbo's in here. See if Javier wants to make a debut.
Listen, y'all know the drill. We all family. Whoever want to come in the building, let's get it. But, yeah, bring up his draft class real quick. And also, I want to say this. Tom Thibodeau, he has to find a way where Mitchell Robinson can average a double-double. We need 10 and 10 from him. We're not going to beat no good teams. Remember, the first round we played Cleveland. Jared Allen, and what's the other young man from USC? I keep forgetting his name. The other big man. I think this is only his second year.
From where? Evan Mobley?
Evan Mobley. So, right now, with Cleveland, which is look like who we gonna play in the first round. Mitchell Robinson is going against Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. He has to average a double-double. You cannot be getting 2-3 points.
And Jared Allen is weak.
But listen what I'm saying. Us as the Knicks, we're not going to beat no good team in the playoffs if Mitchell Robinson cannot average a double-double. I'm sorry.
He ain't getting no damn double-double. What up, Turbo?
What up?
He can get 2 to 3 points a quarter. That's possible.
No, he can't.
Yeah, you gotta run play. No, you gotta run plays for him. Pick and roll, alley-oops. Yes, he could. He get fouled, go to the free throw line. You think we're gonna be the Cleveland or Milwaukee or Boston or Philly if Mitchell Robinson is averaging 3 points and 7 rebounds?
It's not gonna happen. I don't see how that happens.
What's up, Turbo? How you feeling this afternoon?
What up, my guys?
So look, the first pick was Zion in RJ Barrett's draft class. Of course, the first pick was Zion. John Morant before him in number 2. Number 3 was RJ. Number 4 was DeAndre Hunter. That was traded to the Hawks. Darius Garland. You got Jared Culver. I'm not sure how he's playing now. Kobe White. Kobe White's all right for Chicago. The Hawks.
Solid.
Jackson Hayes. Rui Hachimura. He's all right. Cam Reddish. Cameron Johnson from the Timberwolves. PJ Washington. Tyler Hero. Like, who's better between Tyler Hero and RJ Barrett?
Tyler Hero by far.
By far?
By far. It's not even close.
See, I'm not impressed with him either.
He's coming off the. Is he coming off the bench or he's starting?
I think he's coming off the bench. I don't know if he's starting now.
Listen, Tyler Hero is better than RJ by far. Hold on, Turbo. Your opinion. Who's better, Tyler Hero or RJ Barrett?
Tyler Hero. I take Tyler because at least Tyler Hero was going to score. Tyler Hero will give you 20 points. And
he actually got a package. Like, he can handle, he can knock down a 3, he can get to the basket. Like,
he's not afraid.
Yeah, he actually has a package with him.
So we would pause. So we would trade Tyler Hero for RJ Barrett right now.
No, I'm not saying that.
I wouldn't do that because remember, he's a guard and we have Brunson and Quickley. So, but I'm saying I think he's better. It's just right now with the Knicks. Like, let's just say we didn't have Brunson or Quickley. I would do that in a heartbeat. But we have our guards.
Yo, what y'all think? I didn't know if y'all seen my post. I didn't know I was gonna come in right away. What about trying to get that kid from Toronto? Obi, what his name? He'll be a good fit as a small forward.
No, I like him, but got to get him for the cheap. I'm not giving him nothing crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because there was rumors that the Knicks were in talks of trying to get.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
but even with Quickley, you would want. Go ahead.
Real quick, finish that list. Who was after Tyler Hero? Because hold on, Zion, Morant, Hero. What was the what's my guy from Indiana that's in that draft?
Right now?
Yeah, didn't you say?
Oh
no, that wasn't Halliburton. It was somebody in that. Is Halliburton in that draft?
No, I don't know how to do that.
No, I think he's in that. I think he was in the. I think he came in the next class.
So
the next
give me
2020. He came.
So give me the top 10 real quick again.
We drafted Obi instead of Halliburton. We got Zion, John Morant, RJ Barrett, DeAndre Hunter, Darius Garland, Jared Culver, Kobe White.
That's what I mean, Garland. I'm sorry.
Oh, right, Garland. But the only other guy you got Tyler Hero better than him. The only other guy to me that's in the same that could be talked about better than easily. But look, Jordan Poole, Keldon Johnson.
Come on. And what I'm saying
Keldon
is,
Johnson is like on the same level to me. I'm not sure who's better.
so listen, Keldon Johnson, Poole, Garland, Morant, Zion. We could probably find one or two more. They've all stepped their game up.
Terrence Mann is all right for the Clippers.
Nah, he's
Brooklyn guy.
all right.
Salute, a Brooklyn guy, New York guy in the building.
Who, Terrence Mann?
Yes, sir.
I didn't know that.
Guy.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Big shout out Terrence Mann, New York, Brooklyn in the building.
Listen,
Wow.
I said this last night. Listen, man, New York is representing the Final Four this week. I don't think a lot of people. New York's been representing heavy in the NCAA tournament.
Preach.
A lot of people ain't giving us the props. They keep on saying New York basketball is dead. They ain't got no players, but we've been running the NCAA tournament. Let's not get that twisted.
Great point. Great. So, Turbo, did you watch the Knicks game last night?
Nah, I was seeing a little bit of highlight. I saw a little bit of highlight. I saw y'all there. I saw that you had that dead look. I said, oh, fuck. I said, boy, I got to hear this guy's mouth. He's going to go off. But when I said the Knicks won, I said, oh, the Knicks won. I said,
nah, we kept it. Listen, we kept it light.
I said, no, this is what I was thinking. I said, either Randolph did something stupid. It was either the Knicks won or Randle did something stupid that you had that look like, oh my fucking god.
Well, you know, last night we kept it light because it was against Houston, so we're not going to brag and boast.
Yeah, I know. But it looked like you had that sad face because Houston's been playing they playing spoilers. They don't want to see certain teams in the playoffs. Yeah. So
yeah. And listen, when we was there, me and Fabe, we was just like, yo, at halftime the game was too close. We like, how are we only up 3? Then it was one time. Right before the half, we was up 11, and then they went on like an 8-0 run or something crazy. But we were just upset because we were saying Quickley had an opportunity to get 50 last night. It is very rare that, because remember, this only happens in the Garden with the opposing teams. It's very rare a Knick gets 50 plus. So my thing is, when you have an opportunity to do that, because when the other teams have an opportunity to do it, they do it. They don't care if it's a blowout. The other they team let them do it. The coach and all that. Yo, go for 50. You got 46. We up 20. Let him get them 4 points. So we're quickly having 40 by the third quarter. We was like, yo, man, Tim, let him go for 50. But Tibbs, Randle, they ain't gonna let that happen.
And I think the Garden sensed that too, because there was no. Now that I think about it, Allball, we were there and nobody moved. And it was like
20. Nobody got up and left.
Yeah, Quickley had 34, and it was the way he was getting his 34. Like I said, he would go to the basket, take the contact, and threw it off the backboard. So that's again IQ, high IQ. Him just getting better the next couple years. He's getting better the way that I was saying I thought RJ Barrett was getting better last year. Great. IQ has really shown that he's getting better. Like to create points off contact and get the foul. Impressive.
Hey, Fabe, let Turbo get in this. Turbo, please give me your thoughts on this. Fabian just made a great point. Quickley is getting better. It seems like RJ Barrett isn't getting better. What do you think the Knicks should do with RJ Barrett?
Trade him as soon as possible.
What trade do you like?
Like I said, if there's three options. The first option to get Brown. Jaylen Brown would be my first option. The second option would be Zach LaVine. That's my second option. Because you definitely need wing. You definitely need wing defenders and athletic wing defenders in this league, for sure. And what I just said about the kid in Toronto, if we can get him for cheap, I think we would have to have a third team would have to come in for that.
Siakam?
No.
OG Anunoby.
Oh, OG. I don't know how to pronounce it. Okay.
Yeah, Anunoby.
I like him. He's tough. I like him.
He's a great defender. He fits the Tibbs mold. I'm trying to look up. I think he got better at 3-point shooting. I was trying to look that up just now. Thanks for reminding me.
He gets better every year, and he was on that championship team, but he was hurt. But he's been showing. He's been every year. He's been
Yeah.
and improving. So that would be my third. That would be my third option. And then the fourth, I'll get Jimmy Butler.
Listen. I think
those are just my options. No in particular order. No particular order. But those would just be my four.
No. But those 4 turbo. Like I said, what we doing here, man. Listen, you know, when somebody say some good, we give props. Those 4 you gave are perfect because I think those guys will fit in perfectly with the system, with the Knicks, the mindset, the game that they have, and all 4 of those players is RJ Barrett's position, and they're all better. But let me say this. I think we have a better chance of getting Jimmy Butler than anybody.
No, that's a fact.
I think with Pat Riley.
Yes, I think Pat Riley may do a straight up trade. It may let's just say you take RJ Barrett and 2 picks. And let me just say why. Remember, RJ Barrett is young. We can say what we want, but he's young. So now you have a young player. Remember, Jimmy Butler's older. Why wouldn't you want to trade an older player for a younger player? Miami hit their ceiling. Now you can rebuild with younger players. You got RJ, you got Hero, you got Bam.
Mm-hmm.
You got 3 young guys that can grow together, and you just. So I think that makes more sense because it would come cheaper, and it shouldn't be no problems with that. So that's why I say I think the Knicks, man.
And then we like you said, we got so many draft picks that we can do other side trades.
Yes.
So it makes perfect sense.
How would you go about getting OG Anunoby, because his contract is very cheap? He's out on a 4-year, $70 million deal, and he's gonna make 17, 18, and 19. He's what he's known for is super defense. He's a super defender, and offensively he's all right. He's 47% from the field, 38% from 3 is all right. Yeah. I'm impressed with the 2 steals a game in this era, 5 rebounds, and 1.4 offensive rebounds a game. That's impressive to me.
I know a lot of teams are going to go after him this summer. He's definitely going to be on he's definitely going to be a target for a lot of. I can see Phoenix going after him.
Is he a free agent?
No, he's a free agent he has a player option at the end of the 24-25 season. He's a free agent in the year 2025. The thing is though, that contract is so cheap, like Turbo was saying, they're gonna trade for him. Like, that's easy.
I can see teams like Phoenix, Celtics, all of them. Like, man, I wouldn't be surprised if a team like Milwaukee go after. Listen,
wow.
Listen, I can see like about 5 or 6 teams going after him.
Just for this contract alone, you go after him.
Listen,
you have to.
That's why I say with the Knicks, Fade, sometimes you look at me crazy. Some of these players, you got to go for the gusto to get them, because other teams, they're gonna have better pieces to get these players. So for a trade like that, take Obi, take Grimes, take a pick. Come on.
And Obi is still young. It's not
but
like
you got to do something that's not going to have the other team even think about other options.
Right. And going back to the Tibbs point, OG Anunoby is a Tibbs type of guy. He's playing defense. They're going to play roughhouse defense, and he can score 17 a game. He's an improvement off Josh Hart.
Yeah. But Turbo says something that made perfect sense. We don't have that, and you need that in today's game. A wing defender. We don't have a wing defender.
Not a lockdown.
Andy can get you 17 points.
To see him Quickley and Mitchell Robinson in certain lineups would be dope. And again, though, that's why I love it doesn't solve our wing offense. We don't have a real one-on-one guy on the perimeter. Brunson can do it, but he's just too small.
Right.
Yeah, just too small. But we don't have that guy. So, that's why, going after Jaylen Brown and everything. That's why we do have these draft picks. And I try not to be too down on Leon Rose, but we got to be consistent.
I mean, go ahead, Turbo.
No. You're making great points. And I still believe you got to upgrade the coach, because I believe y'all are 1 or 2 players away from being a contender in the Eastern Conference.
Who do you see? Do you have anyone in mind as a coach?
Like I said last week when I said it, let's give Sam Cassell a chance. Just like how whatchamacallit got a chance. Udoka was an assistant, and he got his first shot as a head coach, and he took. We need some new, like you said, we need some new bloods. You know what I'm saying? And no disrespect to the Tibbs, because they've been in the game for over 30 years. They know something. So let's give props when props is due. But I think at this time, the game has passed certain coaches by. If you can't adapt to what's going on, and you just got to, shit to the sidelines.
But
like, I think that's what's going to happen with Doc Rivers. If he don't get, I can't see him getting another coaching job after this.
Hey, listen, it's Nick Talk Tuesday.
I know.
No.
The former Nick.
No, you didn't do anything wrong. No, you didn't do anything wrong. I'm gonna just say real quick. Me and Fabe said this.
Yeah.
If Doc Rivers don't go far to the playoffs, he's out of here.
Yeah, he's not getting another coaching job ever again.
I don't even care.
Go back in
Philly. He's out of here. So you make a great point. I want to give a shout out to RB Live Fleet. I like what he said. Let's see what's going on with that Boston Celtics situation.
Yeah,
get us Udoka, bro.
I have no issues with that whatsoever.
That should be the first option.
Yes.
Go investigate what's going on with Udoka.
Mm-hmm.
Can he coach again? If yes, bring him over here. And to me, that's where everything should start.
And you know why? Like we just talked about earlier. What were we talking about before? And I said they're not going to do that because of they don't want to. Oh, the Joker situation with the Joker MVP. I think a lot of writers are going to be turned off by voting for Jokers. They don't want to be accused of being racist. I really believe that. But if you get Ime and the Knicks go, yo, we don't care what he did in Boston. That's our guy. That sends a message. Remember, Dolan got dirt on his name. He got mud on his name. LeBron is the ringleader of trashing him, regardless of how we feel. James Bain Dolan, you all have been an adopted member of the AllBallTV family. We don't care what LeBron got to say. He is our number one enemy, especially if you get Ime Udoka. Because if you put that cloak around him, like, yo, I don't care what happened in Boston. Come home to the family. Now you're sending a message to the other players. Hey, we got this guy. We don't care what he did. And you know what they did to him in Boston, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now come home to New York. What do you think we'll do for you?
Listen, the Knicks right now is in a very good position. And this is why I be mad at a lot of Knicks haters. Because we're in a very good position. It's not about this year. See, people gonna laugh and joke, oh, you lost the first round or the second round seed. It's about patience. We have players and we have picks. We didn't have this for probably 10 years. We have about 4 or 5 players.
I think the last time y'all had a strong pick like that when Donnie Walsh was the GM.
Thank you. And how long ago was that? How long?
Damn near 10 years ago. Damn near.
Listen. Yeah, how long ago do we have where we have a Barrett, a Obi, a Grimes, where even a Jericho Sims, where players will want them to. I mean, teams and organizations will want them players, especially if they come in with a pick. We didn't have that.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
The right player come along, Randle can go too. He's an all-star. And
yes.
I really think on another team with a superstar and real good vets, I think Randle would flourish.
And we got to give Leon Rose props again because I'm thinking about this and I'm glad he held off. Holding off on Donovan Mitchell, to me, still is proven to be worthwhile.
I said that earlier to Allball. I think when people was listen, anytime when you can get a good player, you could get an all-star caliber player, you should get them. I mean, it's a risk. It's good or bad, but I think with this situation right here, I think them being in because they're gonna be in the playoffs regardless, whatever seeds. 5th, 6th, don't matter. They're still going to be in the playoffs. Now, whether they lose in the first round, but if they just play hard and just grind, that's a good step. You're in the right steps in the direction for next season. Could
you imagine Utah with Quickley right now? Like they were going for the gusto, Utah. So they know what they were doing, and they were taking our draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
Like they knew what they were doing, and RJ Barrett, like they knew what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So we have all those same pieces still. So we have to give, again, tip our cap, regardless of what goes on forward. I don't see Donovan Mitchell turning into Kobe Bryant either.
No.
So
No.
I appreciate us having 8 draft picks still, and we're supposedly like a bunch of talent in this. We're gonna speak to Sean Ball soon about this. Run down who the top talent is in the NCAA right now.
Yeah, I would have loved. The only mistake I wish y'all would have drafted that kid from was he from Purdue or Iowa State? The kid from Detroit. He would have been a good pick if y'all would have picked him, but y'all didn't pick nobody last year, so that was just weird.
Yeah,
y'all had the 11. That was the one you can like criticize. Like, wait a minute, you got all these picks, but you didn't draft nobody. Could have drafted that kid Isaac, I think his name is, from Detroit.
He's on Detroit now.
Yeah,
Detroit,
but we got him on that next pick. Y'all could have drafted him.
No, but we also remember that's not worse than the draft when we drafted Frank, and also the draft with Obi. The players we picked, that was the players that were picked after those guys.
Yeah.
Oh, like, yeah. That looks bad too.
Bro,
that's a major miss.
But to have a top 10 pick, but at least you drafted somebody in that pick, whether you agree or disagree on that, at least y'all pick somebody. Y'all didn't pick nobody, and y'all had a top 10 pick. like that's like kind of just. That's odd to me.
See, but that's my thing. Going back to this is how we get into that whirlwind of, oh, you got 6 rings, or you a top 3 pick, or there's a top 10 pick. Top 10 picks, how many of them actually turn out to be these guys? It's not that easy, it seems like.
No, only 2. Well, only one that was a top 10 pick, and he was supposed to go higher. That was Paul Pierce.
Right, but I'm saying how many top out of the top 10 picks every year turn out to be these top 10 guys? It's only 15 slots of top NBA players every season anyway. Let's say it's 10 years. You're going to pick 100 players in 10 years. These guys are not going to be top 10 guys anyway. Like the way we say things sometimes is just like, it's not guaranteed. Maybe it was the right move, because if I'm not mistaken, they used that pick to dump salary with who we had last year, the shooting guard, Alec Burks. That's forgotten about now.
Yeah.
So but I'm not saying you're wrong, Turbo. I'm just saying I don't care for the whole this is top 10, so this has to be we have to make a pick. Like, nah, just make the best decision. Just make the best decision, whether it's releasing a salary cap or getting another 2 picks. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, y'all both making great points. Like I said, just to piggyback, I think we're in a real good position, and we haven't been in a great position in over 10, 15 years. As far as we have picks, we have players, we have good players. The fan base is excited. We're in the playoffs, so I think right now everything is looking good, and we just gotta continue to just keep making a snowball effect. Yes. Be patient. Remember, the thing with New York fans, we are very impatient.
That's a fact.
Remember, sometimes these things take 3 to 5 years. Mm-hmm. All I'm going to say is look at what Golden State did. They built through the draft. I'm not saying we're going to be that, but I'm saying they was the laughing stock for 20, 30 years. They built through the draft. They was patient with their star player. And then now look. All I'm saying is we have an opportunity to do something real special. We just got to hit when the iron is hot. Let the GM do their job. Hopefully they make the smart decisions. But it's been a long time since we've been in a great position. And I'm excited to see what happens for the future.
Yeah. My thing is, and I said this last week, you got to, if you made the playoffs next year, now it's time to take the next step. You got to keep on making the playoffs consistently. You can't have all of a sudden, then next year you go 10 steps backwards. Can't do that. You got to you got to at least make the playoffs 2 years in a row.
Great point.
No excuses. There's no excuses for the Knicks.
Natural question, Turbo.
Go ahead.
Because Fabian is very big on this, and I'm kind of with him now. Should RJ Barrett come off the bench? Should Quickley be starting?
Quickley should be starting, yes. I like Quickley's potential. He's an all-star caliber player. He's definitely an all-star. He's definitely a what's the word what's the word to use? What's the good word to use? Borderline. How do you say? Yeah, kind of a borderline. He's like a borderline all-star. Like he's an all-star talent.
Hey, we hear from a lot of players, when a player gets the confidence from his coach, gets the freedom, gets the playing time, you get to see who they are. And right now, with Quickley, it's very unfortunate that, things happen when a player goes down. But now you get to see if the coach has the confidence in him, puts the ball in his hands and let him be him. Like I told you, Fabe, Quickley next year should be a starting shooting guard for the New York Knicks.
By the way, he's averaging 19 a game in March.
That's pretty damn good.
I was looking at that earlier, and
he should be up for most. What's he been averaging this season?
He should be up for most improved or six man, either one,
or both.
Yeah,
he's 19, almost 20 a game in March. I'm sorry, 19.8, 1.2 steals.
Oh, he's making a run. He's making a run for most improved.
4 assists, 4 total rebounds. He's shooting 45% from the field and 36.5% from three. Those are decent numbers.
Now, I mean, the 36 is gonna hurt a little bit. A lot of these guys is 39 and better. So, he still have a couple games to get that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's gonna hurt a little bit, the 36%, the 45%.
This is the 40 last night, 25 against Orlando. He'll just have these lapses. Like, I don't expect him to be a super stud ever. He had 5 points against Miami, 3 points against Sacramento.
Yeah. I still believe, like I said, you should upgrade the coach. If not, you got to bring in somebody with some art, like that can really coach the offense. If you're not going to get rid of Tibbs, bring somebody with some art. Because you remember they missed two. You remember Mike Woodson left, that's coaching at Louisville. Those are two big assistants that left, and I know those two were like the key as far as drawing up offensive plays. Right. We know Mike Woodson is an offensive guru. He's an offensive guru.
Yeah, man, you see what he's doing over there in Sacramento? Hey, man. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about Mike Woodson.
Mike Woodson. I'm thinking Mike Brown. Yeah, Mike
Not
Woodson.
Mike Brown.
Right.
Woodson.
Right.
Mike Woodson.
Well, to be honest, I didn't know Mike Woodson was an offensive guru.
I didn't say, but he's more. I wouldn't say he's more. He's a better upgrade than Tibbs is.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's an offensive genius. I'm not going that far, but he is more.
So Kenny Payne is the other guy went to Louisville.
Kenny Payne, yeah, because that's where he played in college at.
Gotcha. Nice.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Yeah.
And he's on the offensive end. Okay. Yeah. I didn't know, but I just know Johnny Bryant's on the bench, and every player is high on him. They always talk about him. Shout out to Sean with a W. Always talk to him on Knicks Twitter. He always showed me love. I always gotta shout him out. He's the first person to talk to me about Johnny Bryant and what he means, and he's the guy that always calms Julius Randle down.
Who's the shooting coach? Who's the shooting coach for the Knicks?
I would think it's him because Quickley pointed to him and said he's been working with me in the offseason on where to shoot from.
Okay.
I don't know if you called the show earlier, but Quickley shooting.
I heard it. Yeah, I heard it. Okay.
Yeah, Quickley just improving the way that he has. That's the name that he mentioned. He mentioned the coaching staff at one point, but he mentioned Johnny Bryant by name. So that's big time. And the fact that he's the guy always pulling Julius Randle when he's going crazy, we all agree about that. I just also would like to think about it from the standpoint of this is what we currently are. How can we improve? If it's me, Turbo, and Allball right now, how do we make this podcast happen right now? Shoot these questions. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to work within what we got. So we got to work with what we got with Thibodeau. We got to give him his defensive players.
Yeah.
Good point.
No. But like I said, because I'm gonna give him some credit, and I said this earlier before the year started. I said the only way the Knicks can get to where they want to go in the playoffs, he's got to stop relying on the older guys. And when they had that shaky start, he shook and said, "You know what? I got to go with the young boys." And he stuck with that plan. So I'm glad he didn't, go back. Because like we always say, all coaches, they can be stubborn and stuck in their old ways at times and don't want to change. So I'm glad that he was able to, put the young guns in, and then next thing you know, they took off running. So I got to give him some props on. I definitely want to give him some props on that for sure.
That was I forgot. That's what I used to trash Thibodeau for last year, bro. Thanks for reminding me. I have to salute Thibodeau for that. We always say is play the young kids, and he's been doing that. He
Right.
sat Derrick Rose's ass down. He sat Fournier down. It's not old, but it's like he don't fit. Who's the other guy that was old? We were like, what are you doing in the game? Oh, last year, that used to be on the Bulls. Taj Gibson. What?
Gibson.
Yeah.
Sit down. Turbo, great point. We gotta give Tibbs his props for at least doing that. So he can change. He can make adjustments, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
Can he do it
point,
consistently? Turbo. That's a question mark.
Right.
That's a question mark. Because we got to see how he handles it in the playoffs.
We need sooner than later.
Because we know he has a history of, you know, running his players down to the ground. And that's my only concern.
Yeah.
On how what's going to happen in the playoffs? What's going to happen when things get a little shaky? What adjustments are you going to make? You got to make it, because it's going to come down to adjustments in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's going to be the question mark for sure. And I'm glad, and I know I forgot that was their first home game since Willis Reed passed away. Rest in peace to the original Cat before Derek Jeter. It was Willis Reed.
Man. Just real quick. I'm glad you said that. We're gonna end it on that note. Rest in peace, man. The captain, Willis Reed, might be the greatest Knick of all time. Might be one of the greatest moments in sports history. Him walking through that tunnel, hitting them 2 shots, limping up and down the court to beat the Lakers in a 7-game series for the championship. That game, if I'm not mistaken, hold on, Clyde Frazier had, I think, 39 and 16 assists or something crazy.
And his game is over, and that his game is overlooked because what happened, the way how Reed came, like we said, that's one of the great sports maybe the number one in Garden history, right next to the fight between Ali and Joe Frazier. That's probably number two.
Yes,
but,
Fabian, your thoughts on just real quick on just Willis Reed, man, and what he meant to New York and to the Knicks and their fans.
Just the way Clyde Frazier spoke about, other players should still be looking up to the way Willis Reed led them. The fact that that's considered the best team, and they were the first original best team in basketball. And him knocking out that Lakers bench, bro. There's footage of this. I might pull it up. He really dropped these dudes. He snuffed 3 dudes on the Lakers and knocked them the hell out. I loved it when I saw that. And then they followed up with Marv Albert said, "Yo, he's the most competitive. The next most competitive player I've seen after Willis Reed is Michael Jordan." We spoke about this last time. Michael Jordan. I said, "Damn, he was that intense. He didn't play any games, and he's the guy." Well, him, Frazier, and Patrick Ewing. I always argue Patrick Ewing over both of them as the best Knick ever. But it's hard to argue over a guy that meant that much, and it's so far away before my time. But just that's why you read about certain legendary moments. You go, "Oh, okay, he earned my respect through afterwards." Right. But he exemplifies the guy that we want all of our stars to be. That we always complain about every day. These guys are too soft.
Then you got to look at his track record, that the players that he drafted when he was a coach. And listen, a lot of people forget. Before, and I didn't know about this until because I was so young. I'm still learning history.
Right.
You forget he drafted Michael Ray Richardson before Bernard King started lighting up the Garden. It was Michael Ray Richardson.
Yes.
And rest in peace to Ray Williams, his backcourt mate. I grew up with his daughter. His daughter grew up around my way. How crazy is that? So I know it was me and his daughter grew up together.
Crazy.
But So a lot of people, and then he drafted Kenny Anderson and Derek Coleman when he was with the Nets. Wow. Got a track record for drafting, some talent, because nobody knew where he was from. Michael Ray Richardson went to Montana.
Wow.
Went to the University of Montana.
So it just goes to show you, he also had a eye for talent.
Hold on, real quick. Another quick story. Calvin Murphy, that was on the Rockets. He said that was his man. Willis Reed was his man. Calvin Murphy's from Connecticut. He said he came to the Garden his first game. He tried to yam it on him. And Willis Reed said, hey, Calvin, don't do that. Go score your 50 from out there. He said, man, please.
Wait a minute, Calvin Murphy is a New Yorker too?
Calvin Murphy's from Connecticut. He said
it's still a tri-state. Oh my god.
He said he tried going baseline again. He said he got knocked out. He didn't wake up until the next game or something like that. He said, I've been a jump shooter ever since. So he said yo, that was my man.
Yeah. Right.
Nah, don't come in here doing that. That's where he makes his money. He earned his bread there. So just to hear that was just, the difference between now and back in the day. Yo, Javier with the last comment, I think, Randle and Butler will bump heads. Butler will probably snuff him.
No, Julius wouldn't be here.
But hold on, Randle. Hey, Javier, that's what Randle might need.
Oh, that is true.
Come on. You need somebody to calm your ass down that's just as tough as you, that ain't going for that mess, but also help you understand, bruh, I've been to the finals. I've been to the Eastern Conference Finals. I know what it takes.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, it goes back to a lot of players, they look to respect the guys that's better than them or did it, however fashion. So, Javier, as much as that's funny, that's what Randle might need.
And you got to remember, Butler loves playing for Tibbs because he's gonna coach him and toughen him up. Butler likes to be coached tough. That's why he's with the Miami, because he loves that culture that's gonna hold people accountable. And I think he would be a good fit. He'd be a good fit. Like you said, yeah, he would be a good, yeah.
Yes. Well, listen, man, Knicks Talk Tuesdays, man, and how we always end everyone. Fabe, take us home, my brother.
You already know. Turbo, thanks for chiming in.
Come on, man.
Stepping in. Hosting Rapid Fire. Knicks Talk Tuesdays. Monday, Thursday, Friday, 12 to 3. We got NBA. Well, it is like the NBA. Allball.
2 to 3. Monday, Thursday, Friday.
Monday, Thursday, Friday, 2 to 3. AllBallTV live. Tuesdays. Knicks Talk Tuesday. You see what it is. We give it up crazy. Yo, tomorrow we got the day off. Who knows? You never know with the live. Allball live pops up any given time. So keep your phones on. Keep your phones on the subscribe button, like button. Keep track of us, baby, because we keep track of y'all.
Hold on, before you go. Big shout out my guy Javier. We know who you really are. Love you to death, boy. But hold on. Tonight at 6 o'clock, Allball with Uncle Weiss, IG Live, YouTube Live. We got one of the dopest basketball players that played in the professional ball league in Africa. And let me explain something to you. The knowledge he gonna drop on us, y'all need to listen. I'm gonna try to keep him up there for 2 hours. Listen, he knows the ins and outs of everything, from overseas ball to NBA. He done played with Noel in high school, Marquise. So
Mr. New York City.
Man, yes, Mr. So 6 o'clock, we have Jared Harrington from Africa. He's in the building.
Name.
Yeah, man. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it.
Ooh. Big Javi, we see you back in the building on Thursday, Big Javi.
Yes, sir.
See y'all later. Knicks Talk Tuesdays, baby.
We out.